everybody, thanks for tuning in and joining me for this week's Power Vinyasa video. I hope you enjoy. Let's go ahead and get started off in our child's pose. Coming down onto the knees, separating those knees nice and wide to the edges of the mat, and then sinking the hips back towards the heels. Go ahead and rest the third eye center or the forehead onto the mat. Walk the fingertips forward so you get a nice stretch through the arms, down the back. We'll take 3 rounds of breath here just to bring our awareness and our attention to our 30-minute practice for today. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and seal off the lips so you're just breathing in and out through the nose, creating that nice ujjayi breath, constricting the throat muscles, creating that kind of Darth Vader sound in your throat. We'll take 1 more round of breath here in child's pose. Let's go ahead and shift up to our tabletop, hands and knees, shoulders over the wrist, hips over the knees for cat-cow. Inhale to arch the back, lift the chin, lift the tailbone, open through the chest, and exhale, round the back, tucking the chin deep into the neck, really pressing out of those shoulders. And an inhale to arch, and an exhale to round. Let's do 1 more set. Inhale, arch, and exhale, round. Just really waking up that spine. Coming back to a neutral spine, let's extend the right arm forward and send the left leg back behind you. So really tuning into our balance this morning, today, and engaging our core. So reaching opposite directions, reach through the fingers, reach through those toes, ground through that left palm. And let's bend the back knee, reach back with that right arm, grab for the foot if that's available, and gently kick into the hand. And 3, 2, 1, we're releasing out of that side carefully. Other side, extend the left arm forward, send the right leg back, same thing, everything's active through the core. You're lengthening opposite directions. Neck is nice and long, you're reaching through the crown of the head, working that balance, grounding through the right palm, and then bending that back knee, reach back with the left hand, grab for the foot, and gently kick, opening this left shoulder for 3, 2, 1, and we're releasing out of that side. Coming into our first downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, and let's walk the dog. Pumping the heels up and down, bending the knees, really pressing through the fingertips. So spread those fingers wide, grounding through the index finger, pinky, and the thumb. Press into the mat, lift out of the shoulders, lengthen through the spine, send the tailbone high towards the sky, and sink those heels into the mat, stretching through the legs. Gaze falls right in between those feet. 1 more breath here. We're going to shift forward to a high plank. So if you need to readjust those hands, I always have to bring my hands forward slightly when I do this transition so that the shoulders stay over the wrist. So we're going to do this a couple of times, shifting back and forth from downward facing dog into our high plank. Just go at your own pace. Let's do a couple more sets of this. Really waking up those shoulders, waking up the core. And final set, shifting into high plank and back to downward facing dog. Deep breath. Let's take a 3-legged dog. Send the right leg up towards the sky. Roll that right hip open at the top. Soften the knee. Staying here for 3, 2, 1. Re-extend that right leg. Square off the hip and release the foot down to the mat. Other side. Send the left leg up. Roll the hip open. Soften the knee. Holding again for 3, 2, 1. Straightening through the leg. Rolling that hip down and releasing the foot. All right, let's walk the feet forward, coming into our ragdoll. We're just going to hang hang out here for a couple of breaths just to release from that downward facing dog. So go ahead and try your best to just relax all the muscles in the back and the arms and the neck. Feeling a nice stretch through the legs. Maybe feeling the weight shifting throughout the feet. And we'll take one more breath here. Let's go and release those hands and begin to roll yourself up to mountain pose. Tadasana. Rounding through those feet. All right, go ahead and step forward towards the top of the mat. We are going to begin our flow right off the bat. So one more breath here in mountain. And we'll inhale the arms up overhead. And exhale, forward fold to release down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the spine, place the palms. Step back to your high plank position. We're going to check in real quick with our core. So lift that right leg, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the right leg and lift the left leg. Really engaging that left glute for 3, 2, 1. Release. Now chaturanga, nice and slow, controlled. Inhale, upward facing dog or mini cobra if the belly is down onto the mat. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Taking a breath here. And we're going to begin our flow. So inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, step or float forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, dive up. And exhale, forward fold. Come right back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Place the palms, step or float back. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One breath. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, step or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, dive up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Place the palms, step or float. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. One breath. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, step or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, dive up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Place the palms, step or float. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Nice deep breath. We're just waking up the body, building that internal. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, step or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, dive up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Place the palms, step or float. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. All right, we have one more sun A. Find that breath. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, step or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Dive up. Big inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Place the palms, step or float back. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. All right, going right into three-legged dog. Let's send the right leg up towards the sky. Roll that hip open and flip the dog. Press through the feet. Lift those hips. Arch the back. Release the head. 3, 2, 1. Carefully reverse out of that. And release out of your three-legged dog. For our left side, left leg goes up. Roll the hip open, soften the knee, and flip the dog. Pressing out of that right shoulder. 3, 2, 1. And reversing out of this side carefully. Release that left foot down, back to downward facing dog for a nice cleansing breath as we move into our sun bees. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, step or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, chair pose. Right into chair, bend the knees, sit low. Weight is in the heels, squeeze the knees. Roll those hips forward slightly. And sit a little bit deeper into the legs. You should feel some heat in those legs, those thighs, those quads. 2, 1, forward fold to release. Inhale, halfway lift, place the palms, step or float back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, exhale, downward dog. Right into warrior one, right side. Step the right foot forward, spin the back heel down, and bring the arms up. Warrior one, sink into the right knee. Holding here, 1 breath. Exhale, release the hands, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Find your breath. Left leg, warrior one. Step the left foot forward, spin the back heel down, arms come up with those ears, sink into that left knee. Pull the right hip forward slightly. Inhale, and exhale, release, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, exhale, downward dog. Again, inhale, exhale. Calm the mind. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, step or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, chair pose. Go right to where you left off. Feel that muscle memory. Feel those legs. Sit a little bit deeper. 1 more breath. And exhale, forward fold, release. Inhale, halfway lift. Place the palms, step or float. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right leg, warrior one. Right to where we left off in that first set. There we go. And let's open up, warrior two. Press the palms down, reach through the fingers, sink deeper into that right knee, deeper into those legs. And let's reverse warrior. Open the right side body. Cartwheel the hands to the mat, step on back. Let's keep that right leg raised, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Breathe. Let it go. And left side, warrior one. Balancing out the body, arms come up. Opening warrior two. Sink into those legs. Go deeper. Reach through the fingers. And reverse warrior, open the left side. Cartwheel the hands to the mat. Step back, keeping that left leg raised. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Deep breath here. Adding on to that sun B, lift the heels, bend the knees. Jump forward, float forward. Oh, words are getting all mixed up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, chair pose. Getting right back to our chair, right where you left off, and go deeper. You know your body. You know your limitations. You know when you can deepen, when you're pushing yourself. 1 more breath. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Place the palms, step or float back. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right leg, warrior one. Last sun B, arms come up. And we'll open warrior two, reverse warrior. Coming into our side angle. Open up that left arm. Let's add in a half bind here or a full bind. For 3, 2, 1. Release the bind, place the palm, step on back. Let's take a side plank. Left palm down, right arm opens. Let's try and lift that right leg. For 3, 2, 1. Release, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward dog. Cleansing breath, letting that right side go as we move into the left side, warrior one. Step the foot forward, arms come up. A little smoother transitions, connecting to our breath as we take our reverse warrior right into side angle. Again, adding on that half bind or full bind. Deep breath here. Releasing the bind, placing the palm, stepping the left foot back for our side plank. Right palm down, left arm opens, and lifting through that left leg for 3, 2, 1. Release, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, downward dog. Moving into Crescent Lunge series. Go ahead and lift those heels, bend the knees, step or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, chair pose. And take a twisting chair here. Hands come to the heart center. Stay low in the legs, squeeze the knees, weight is in the heels. Inhale, prepare the spine. Exhale to twist to the right. Hook the elbow on the outer edge of that right knee. Maybe fly those arms open. Keep the hips low. 3, 2, 1. Back to heart center for the other side. Twisting to the left. Again, hook the elbow. Then fly the arms open. Stay in those legs for 3, 2, 1. Forward fold, release. Inhale, halfway lift. Place the palms, step or float. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right leg, crescent lunge. Remember, back heel stays lifted on crescent lunge. Arms come up. We're going to take a nice back bend here since the spine's pretty warmed up at this point. So just send the heart high. Tune into those legs to keep your balance. One more breath. And carefully coming back to heart center with the hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist to the right for a closed twist, crescent lunge. Opening up the arms to deepen for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release. We're going to take another side plank. So listen to my instruction here. We're going to send the right leg back, left palm stays down. Open up that right arm. Go ahead and add on your side plank extension. Maybe hook the peace fingers around that big toe. One more breath. Now we're going to try and chaturanga. So release out of the extension. Place the palm, keeping that right leg raised. Chaturanga. Woo! Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Deep breath. We got to match it up on the other side. So step the left foot forward. Crescent lunge. Nice long lunge here. Long stance. Find those legs. Find your balance. Oh, these shirts drive me crazy. All right, going right into our back bend. Heart goes high. Visualize the spine. Tune into the legs. Keep your foundation. And using the core to pull yourself back to center. Hands through the heart. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twisting to the left. Crescent lunge, close twist. Fly those arms open when you're ready to deepen that twist. For 3, 2, 1. Going into our side plank option. Hands come down. Right palm's going to stay down as we send the left leg back. Opening up that left arm. Maybe lifting the leg again. Or hooking the peace finger around the big toe for hand to foot. Holding. One more breath. And then releasing the leg. Trying to keep that leg raised as we chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale back. Downward facing dog. All right, let's take a couple of breaths here. I know I need them just to kind of calm the mind down. One more breath. We're going to do that transition again from down dog to high plank. We'll do 3 sets. On the 3rd set, we're going to lower all the way to the belly and do some back work and belly back bends. So go ahead and shift forward, high plank, shoulders over wrist, and shifting back, down dog. Again, shift forward on the inhale, and exhale back to downward dog. Last one, inhale, shift forward, exhale back to downward dog. And we'll shift forward one last time and begin to lower down to our chaturanga. All the way to the belly. All right, go ahead and let your belly release onto the mat. Preparing for our belly back bends, we'll take a Cobra and an airplane. So starting off with Cobra, hands right under the shoulders. Just begin to peel the hands and the chest off of the mat, really focusing on that low and mid back. Breathing here, glutes are tight, legs are tight. It's okay if the tops of the feet come off of the mat a little bit, mine definitely are. Holding for 3, 2, 1, and release down. Take a breath, extend the arms. I like to keep my arms at about a 45-degree angle, palms down. Inhale, exhale, begin to lift up into airplane. Pull the shoulders back. Again, squeeze those glutes. This time, try to lift the legs to match the arms. Flying here, breathing for 3, 2, 1, and release. All right, We don't do belly back bends often, since we are here and our back's nice and warm, we're going to take a bow pose, a floor bow. So bend the knees, reach back for the tops of the feet or the ankles. I tend to grab a little bit more towards the ankles. Bring the knees back to touch if you can. On your next inhale, begin to kick into the legs. Using that kick is going to peel the upper body off of the mat. Keep kicking, keep sending the shins behind you. Send the toes towards the ceiling, deepening that back bend. Breathing here, bouncing right on the belly. Now if you'd like to try and go into a rocking horse, flex the feet, kick so much that you roll onto the tops of the thighs, holding for 3, 2, 1. Carefully releasing out of that. Release those legs. Take a deep breath here in a belly shavasana just to calm the mind. Head can go whichever direction. One more breath. Chin comes to the mat, reverse push-up, getting ourselves back to our high plank, and go and shift back to your downward facing dog. Let's take a half pigeon, just to cool things down a little bit. So go ahead and lift that right leg nice and high, and then bring the right knee in to the chest. Drop the knee under the heart center. Make sure everything's nice and healthy here in your alignment. The knee feels good, and lower yourself down. We're going to be here for 3 long breaths, so just really take advantage of this stretch while we're in it. Try to calm the mind and let all that flowing that we just did in our vinyasas, just kind of let it go. Focus on the present. Feel that nice stretch in the right hip. One more breath. And place the palms. Listen closely. Tuck the back toes. Go and send that right leg up and back, nice and long, just like we started off half pigeon. Now using that same transition where we shifted forward, we're going to bring the right knee in towards the chest, towards the nose. All right, send it up and back. Right knee to left elbow, so crossing the body. Send it up and back. Right knee to right elbow. And send it up and back. And release down. All right, left side, we'll start off with half pigeon and then we'll go into that core work. So send the left leg nice and long, up and back behind you. Bring that left knee in, and then we're dropping the knee. Untucking those back toes. Making sure, again, everything feels good here as we make our way into half pigeon. Focusing on this deep stretch we're feeling in that left hip. 3 breaths. Again, letting everything go, just being here in the present moment, feeling this stretch and connecting to the breath. One more inhale, exhale. And let's place those palms, tuck the back toes, send that left leg up and back. And we'll take our knee to nose. Shift forward so shoulders are over the wrist. Leg goes up and back, crossing the body, knee to right elbow, up and back, and knee to left elbow. That's a great prep for an arm balance. And send it up and back, and we're releasing down. All right, we're gonna transition onto our sits bones. So feel free to just walk forward or float forward. And let's make our way into boat pose, one of my favorite poses. So go ahead and find those sits bones nice and squared into the mat. Find your balance as you lift the feet, lift the arms, go right into your version or your choice, preferred choice of boat for today. Holding here, shaking's good. One more breath. Go ahead and bend those knees, 90-degree angle. We're going to extend the legs and lower the upper body partway down, and then bring it all back to center. Extend and back up. Inhale, extend. Exhale, back to center. Let's do 5 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Last one. Meeting back here in center. Go ahead and extend those legs one last time for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release down. Roll onto the back. And take a breath here. Preparing for our bridge pose. This is considered to be our peak posture because it's our deepest back bend of the sequence. So go ahead and find those feet tucked in right next to the glutes. Feet hip width distance, palms face down. On your next breath, lift those hips high towards the ceiling. Shimmy the shoulders underneath you to get more leverage. You want to lift those hips as high as possible. Then connecting to your breath, we want to open up that front body with our breath. So big belly inhales and sending the exhales all the way through that front side, right past those knees. Inhale and exhale, lift higher. Again, inhale and exhale, lift higher. 1 more breath. Inhale. Exhale, and we'll slowly lower down. Get the shoulders out from underneath you. Let the back be nice and flat and neutral into the mat for a moment. We're going to do a second set. If you have wheel in your practice, I highly encourage you to take a wheel if you're confident in going into it. If not, just take another set of bridge and try and lift those hips even higher. Bridge or wheel. Here we go. Lifting on your next breath when you're ready. Feel free to add on any sort of a leg variation, maybe extending the right leg and the left leg, maybe rising up onto the tippy toes, holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, slowly lowering down vertebrae by vertebrae, coming into our Supta Baddha Konasana. Reclined bound angle, soles of the feet are together, hands on the belly, hand on the heart, forearms next to the sides, palms face up. Take a couple rounds of breath here as we just start to lower that heart rate. Let's take 1 more breath. We'll do a tiny ab workout before we move into our restorative postures. So starting off with our frog abs, legs stay just how they are. Just lift those feet off of the mat, hands in between the knees, reaching for the feet. 15 seconds. So just go at your own pace. Try to keep the shoulders peeled off of the mat. 10 seconds. And breathing here. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to go right into bicycles. So knees at 90 degree angle, hands behind the head. Go ahead and take one elbow to opposite knee and switch it out, going at your own pace. About 15 seconds. Breathing, keeping that control, trying to keep those shoulders peeled off the mat as best that you can. I know it's hard. 10 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and hug those knees into the chest. Oh, give them a good squeeze. Maybe even rock a little bit. Massage that back. Just let it go. All that hard work we just did. As we move into our final stretches. Let's go ahead and release the legs, send them straight up towards the ceiling, and just lower down with control. It doesn't necessarily have to be hard work, but just always trying to practice that control as you move in and out of your postures. Let's go ahead and invite the right knee in. We're going to go right into supine twist. So just guide that right knee up and over across the body. Open up the right arm to really get a stretch here across the chest. Let the gaze fall wherever feels best on the neck. Breathe through the spine. See if you can allow yourself to release one more layer. And returning that right knee to center. Go ahead and give that knee a nice squeeze. We're going to take hand to foot. So hook the peace fingers around the big toe. Extend that right leg to your degree. My knee is softened, so bend the knee as much as you need to. And then, if it feels right, you can start to let the leg gently fall off to the right-hand side of the body. You'll feel a nice deep stretch in that right hamstring, so try not to overdo it. You don't want to overstretch or pull the hamstring muscle. It takes a long time to heal. So just really listen to the body. And breathe. You'll notice the longer you stay in the pose, the more the muscles will release. And let's gently return that leg back to center. Hug it into the chest, give it a good squeeze, and release the right leg down to the mat. Invite the left knee in, starting with supine twist. Guide the knee across the body, opening through that left shoulder. Just really taking note of how the body feels at this moment. Hopefully it feels really good. One more breath here. Again, seeing if there's any tension you can release. Just let it go. We'll return the left knee to center, going into our hand to foot. Hook the peace fingers around the big toe. Extend that left leg to your degree. And if it's calling out to you, letting that left leg gradually fall to the left, stopping wherever your body tells you to, and really paying attention to the muscles. Breathing into the hamstring, breathing into that left hip. Just the last couple of minutes here of class, so just staying present, soaking it in, and then we'll return that left leg back to center, giving the knee a nice squeeze. And let's invite the right knee back into the body for one last hug here. Squeeze those knees in really tight. Great time to thank yourself for joining in to this 30-minute Power Vinyasa practice. Giving yourself the gift of yoga. And let's extend those legs high. And this time we're going to lower down nice and slow at your own pace. Maybe even hovering for just a moment right above the mat, right before you fully release everything into the mat for our final Shavasana. Once those heels do reach the mat, make sure to let your practice go. Everything you just did the last 30 minutes, just let it go on that exhale. And just be right here in the present moment for the next few breaths. When you're ready, go ahead and wiggle the toes and fingers, making your way to a seated position. And we'll go ahead and close our practice right here. Inhale the arms up over high. Inhale the arms up over. Sounded so funny when it came out of my mouth. Pull the hands through the heart center and namaste. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.